My name is Caona Paulette. My nickname is Coco. I'm 16 years old and I go to school here at the St. Pat's High School. I'm a Dene member of the Smith Landing First Nations. I have a very unique ancestral line with many Indigenous roots. On my mom's side, I have a grandmother who was a Taino Haitian, and my grandfather is a full Chippewa Dene. On my dad's side, I am a mix of Algonquin, English, and Irish. And I definitely identify strongly with my Native ancestry. I come from a line of leaders, chiefs, and change-making revolutionaries. I have been directly affected by intergenerational trauma of spirit stemming from residential schools and colonialism. It's been very challenging to find my place and a sense of belonging in both worlds. That being said, I felt this way not only in social settings, but more so in my school community with my peers, teachers, and staff. As Dene people, our education system is with the land community. And I find when I'm taken out of the classroom into a land-based setting, it helps foster a traditionally engaging learning experience for Indigenous people like me and also non-Indigenous people. When I'm inside the classroom, if everyone had the awareness and understanding of Indigenous people, it can create balance, harmony, and integration within the learning environment. And I can flourish through that as well. Through the awakening and healing that's taken place now of intergenerational trauma of residential schools and colonialism within myself and other Indigenous people, our cultural identity is being reestablished and renewed. I strongly feel that coming to school with a more inclusive community can continue to help us heal and move forward to become more successful academically, mentally, and spiritually. I also strongly feel that dissolving the doctrine of discovery and introducing and honoring the Indigenous people's way of living and learning must happen in order to be revitalized. I found my best experiences in school were through the Doadaje program, and when I had a teacher or support that recognized my potential, even through the difficult times that I may have faced, has helped me become the resilient, strong person that I am today. Coming into high school was really difficult to use my voice because I felt like the issues that I was facing weren't that important because people weren't really speaking about them. I started to feel hopeless and there ever being change made until I was invited to this gathering, Enhancing Indigenous Education Through Co-Creation. It was held in Ontario on Manitoulin Island just a couple weeks ago, and me and James had the privilege to attend it, and it was really life-changing for a lot of us. It was held for Indigenous youth from various nations across Canada, and many Indigenous youth had similar issues to mine, and that is where I learned to find my voice, because I knew that if I could use my voice, then I can address these issues and help make change. Across Canada, there are such diverse situations in different parts of the country where some held mild to extreme trauma in the school setting. This gathering held a space for the silent voices, wisdom carriers, and the truth to be heard. It is time for the youth to be heard and the changes to be made. We are the ones that will really help make a really strong generation for the next ones to come. And I really think it's important that our voices are heard. James will now explain the youth ideas that we had from across Canada to help improve the Indigenous education system. So, yeah, thank you for listening.
Hello, my name is James Ross, and I'm just going to talk about some of the ideas we came up with at the Youth Wisdom Conference that we had a couple weeks ago. And some of the ideas were where we wanted to have cultural resource workers, and they would act like a guidance counselor through the school. They would work with all the aboriginal students on making them more interested in their culture and their traditions, and just helping them along a good path, and helping them get a good sense of pride because a lot of the Indigenous youth I've noticed aren't proud. They aren't proud to be Aboriginal. They aren't that proud to be from a strong culture, and they're losing their ways, and they don't know their language. They don't have any interest in learning their language. So this resource workers will help these students follow their path and help get them to help them become successful for later on in life. I just have a story I would like to tell. I went to Mexico to instruct fiddle. I teach fiddle there once in a while. They'll throw fiddle camps. And with one of my classes, I asked them what they wanted to do when they were older, and what they wanted to be, what their dreams were, and they all said nothing. They said, "We're just native peoples in Mexico. We're stuck here. We can't do anything." So that's when really hit me. It hurt me to hear them say that they were not proud to be native, that they weren't proud to be who they were, they weren't proud to be where they came from. So having these workers with them can give them the support they need and the knowledge that they need to walk to the path of success and help them learn about themselves and their culture. And just teach them what they about their culture and what they need to do to get to where they want to be in life, and to teach them that they can be anything they want if they work hard enough. And that's all I have to say. Okay, now
I just want to add on that another idea that we had come across was to incorporate a mandatory class across Canada that starts at a young age until high school that is kind of similar to the Duodage program, where you can incorporate a safe space for Indigenous people and to have that sense of belonging. And we were even thinking that maybe it would be a good idea for it to travel into some of the university courses. So, because we are aware that some people graduate their teacher degree or whatever it is without any awareness of Aboriginal or Indigenous history, and when they come to teach and stuff, they're really unaware, and then their relationships are kind of unbalanced between the teachers and the students. And I feel that if everyone kind of had their awareness, and if there was more public awareness about it, then we could all kind of have an equal balance and all understand each other. So to just kind of wrap this up, me and James are going to read the declaration that we came up with at the gathering. We no longer need permission to practice our culture or to be successful in mainstream society. We need to feel safe and understood in all environments. We need to incorporate culture and language in our everyday lives. Education can support this by implementing mandatory training on cultural knowledge and history for all Canadian teachers and a national core curriculum for all Indigenous and non-Indigenous students, by providing a cultural resource worker for Indigenous students, and by participating in annual gatherings that engage all Indigenous peoples and other Canadians.
We need to take control of Indigenous education as a holistic model and support culture identity through play-based, land-based, and place-based learning. One that fosters language immersion, full support of mental health, physical wellness, arts, and leadership, will facilitate healing and help our nation grow in a strong and balanced way.
Masicho!